Hello everyone, I'm Ernie and I am so glad you're here with us today. Today we are back at the Frink Mill here on 6 Mile Canyon in between Virginia City and Dayton, Nevada. And today we're going to step up and we're going to take on a challenge that was given to us. A little while back, we came to the Frink Mill on 6 Mile Canyon and we took some samples out of this tailings pile. After uploading this episode and showing the results of our sample, we received a challenge from one of our subscribers challenging us to get 20 pounds of classified material and running it through the Blue Bowl, and they said that we will get a better percentage, a higher percentage of precious metal running it through the Blue Bowl than in panning it. Here are the samples that we picked up, and now what we're going to do, we're going to bring it back to the Stagecoach Mill and work on it there, and let's get to it. And here is the Stagecoach Mill. Here is our core sample that we brought back to the mill, and we're going to wash it out, pan it out, and see what type of precious metals we get inside this material. And you can see up on the edge of our pan, we do have some gold, and actually there are 2 little BBs of gold. Here is our 20 pounds of tailings for this challenge. Here we are rinsing our material out to remove the loose organic material that's in our tailings. In removing the organic material from the water, it will allow the water to flow smoothly inside the Blue Bowl. We are back here in Stagecoach in our precious metals recovery room, also known as our laboratory. And today we're going to use my Blue Bowl that I haven't used for the past couple of years, but we're going to use it today because about 2 months ago when I was at the Frink Mill on 6 Mile Canyon, I did an episode and we recovered a little bit of precious metals from the tailings pile from that project, and I was given a challenge by one of our subscribers at LookMeUp7969, and they said, Ernie, if you go back to the Frink Mill, classify out 20 pounds of material, that you will recover much more precious metals. So I accepted their challenge. We had gone back to the Frink Mill, picked up 20 pounds of material, got it classified out, and now we're going to run it through the Blue Bowl and find out what kind of precious metals we're going to get. And I want to say thank you to at LookMeUp7969. I appreciate it. And let's get to this project and find out how much precious metals we're going to recover in this process. And here is our Blue Bowl that we're going to use for today's project. I haven't used it for the past 2 summers. Here I have built a 7-inch platform for my Blue Bowl, so that way it won't sit so low and I won't have to bend over so much. I am using this black tub as my reservoir to hold the water for my Blue Bowl, and yes, I am using Jet Dry in this project. What's really important for this setup are these adjustable legs that clip onto the 5-gallon bucket. These adjustable risers makes leveling the Blue Bowl so much easier. The metal legs on the Blue Bowl are what rest on the risers on these clips on the 5-gallon bucket. It is important that the blue bowl is level. That way you will have an even flow through the drain of the blue bowl. When I purchased this blue bowl, I did purchase this level with this setup, so I would have a designated level to go with this setup so I can always keep my blue bowl level. I power my electric pump with this 12-volt battery, and I have the 12-volt battery hooked up to a battery charger so that the battery will be charged at all times. Let's get our blue bowl set up, leveled, and running. Now we will fill our blue bowl up with water, and we will use our flow adjustment valve here to let the water into the blue bowl. And this is how you control the flow and the speed of the water. Now let's get our perfect level on our blue bowl. We have a really good level on our blue bowl, and I'm going to try to capture this on the camera for you to see. Now let's run some material. I have to admit, running the blue bowl is a very slow process. At this point, we are going to cut through the chase. We're going to allow the cloudiness to get removed from the blue bowl. Then we will get to the material so you can see the true action of the blue bowl. The one important aspect of the blue bowl is that your material needs to be the same size all the way through, so that way the lighter material gets removed from the blue bowl and the heavier material like your gold will stay on the bottom of the blue bowl. We are going to move into a time lapse so you can see the action of the material in the blue bowl. Okay, we ran through that material, and what I want to show you, that yellow ring actually is a little darker on this backside over here. That's the material that wasn't lifted up from the current of the blue bowl. And so what we're going to do at this point in time, that we're going to go ahead and snuff that up, and we'll be able to check it out later. And then we will put some more material in this blue bowl and see how it works. And for those of you who are curious, I am using a S&E snuffer bottle. They call it a sifter bottle, but I like calling it a snuffer bottle. These are my favorite ones. For me, they work really great. I know there's different companies out there that make these, but I like these ones the best. And let's get our material snuffed up into our bottle. Okay, we got our material in here. You really can't see it. I'll check it out later. But let's get some material in here and keep this project going. After this point, I am not going to show you any more about the Blue Bowl because the process repeats itself, and honestly it goes on for hours. I'm definitely not going to bore you with this. So after this point here, we will go on to the next step of the process. Here is the concentrate that we got out of our 20 pounds of material from the Frink mill, and you can see that the lighter material is the sand, but on the bottom you see a lot of darker material, and that's our concentrate that's full of iron and full of gold. I poured the concentrate that was in the snuffer bottle into this gold pan, and you can see that there are some beads of gold and a lot of flour gold mixed in with the sand and the iron. Here we have our concentrate dried, and we're going to use our magnet to see how much iron is mixed in with this material. There is a massive amount of iron, and as you can see when you look closely into the iron, there is a lot of gold mixed in with this iron. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this part of the material and add it back into the concentrate so we won't lose any precious gold. Our total weight for the concentrate is 4 grams. For today's project, we are going to use 78 grams of Chapman's flux. And why 78 grams? It's because I went over the 75 grams that I wanted to use. The ingredients for Chapman's flux is 40% of anhydrous borax, 20% soda ash, 20% manganese dioxide, and 20% of silica sand. I am going to add in 20 grams of high litharge with flour to assist with the metal collecting in our smelt. Here in our new clay crucible, we have our concentrate mixed with our flux, and we have a stick of rebar to assist with the metal collecting. Let's get this fire assay heated up. In this pour, if you look closely, you'll be able to see the lead prill come out of this pour. In this step, I really had to hit the slag really hard to separate the lead prill from the slag. As we begin to weigh up our lead prill, the mother lode gold that is on the left has some free mill gold in it, and we're going to get to this project next. Our lead prill weighs 7 grams. The mother lode gold that we're going to work on comes from the Red Wing mine in Placerville, California. I will leave a link to their channel in my description box. The cupel that we're using is rated for 15 grams. I want to apologize for the sporadic filming of the cupellation process because of the heat from the sun and the heat from the furnace. My camera is overheating. I wanted to give you a quick overview of my dry vac blowing system, which I use to blow oxygen into my furnace to assist the cupellation process with more air and oxygen into the process. For whatever reason, when I went to pick up the cupel to remove it from my furnace, it shattered and the gold bead had fallen into the furnace, but I was able to recover it and put it into this new cupel. Our gold bead weighs 0.094 of a gram. We almost got 1/10 of a gram. And this is what our gold bead looks like under the microscope. Well, this wraps up this episode of us meeting the challenge from @7969 and getting our tailings from the Frink Mill on 6 Mile Canyon and using our blue bowl to separate the tailings from the concentrate. And it was pretty successful, and we did get just about 1/10 of a gram of gold, which was very good. I figured we would have got a little bit more, but we did get a 0.96, I believe it was, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did enjoy this episode, I encourage you to spank that like button and to share this on your channel, so for those who cannot do a project like this, that they would be able to enjoy the process by watching it on your channel. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, I would love to encourage you to subscribe and to become part of our AU family. We would love to have you in the family. We're so thankful that you're here. We deeply appreciate your support, and we will see you on the next one.